So, making this little video for anybody that wants to do their alignments themselves. I know some alignments are free on places. Once you pay or whatever, it's lifetime. We don't have that luxury. You got to pay like every year. $175 adds up, and not only the time that it takes, but make it short and sweet. BG Racing strings. This is for setting your toe, front and back, and thrust angle. All right, so I don't claim to be a guru or even great at this, but I'm going to show people at least what I know so far. All right, so basically with these strings is you want to measure the center bore to the string to make sure the string is even on both sides. And you would just use one of these caliper and say this one is just 33 millimeters. This is just, the other one is 70. Okay, you add them both together, go half, divide them in half, okay? And then that number is what you would move this rod out to, so then both sides would be the same length. And you would do that on all four corners. Make sure that they're all the same length, at least the fronts are the same, and then the rears are the same, or all the way around, depending on how you have it. I don't know if you had run spacers in front or whatever. Okay. All right. And then the first thing you're going to do in the back is you're going to set your camber. All right. How much camber or lack thereof you want in the back. All right. So once you have the camber done, then you can measure your toe. So you want to start in the back, measure your toe. All right. To do that, I use an app, which I'm also going to put a link in the description. And you basically just want to use all the same measurements a unit. I usually use inches to a decimal point. And you measure the front of the rim in the center right here. And then you also measure this and put the data into the app. All right. And you'll do that on both sides. And it'll give you your thrust angle. And if you're towed in or towed out, it'll tell you how much you're towed in or towed out on which side. Okay, then you're done with that. All right, then you go to the front. All right, you want to adjust your camber first. Well, caster, then camber, and then your toe in the front. All right, so to measure camber, obviously you need a gauge. This is a long acre one. I got it on Facebook Marketplace for very cheap. And along with these turn plates. Okay. So camber, literally it's just as easy as hooking it up. And this one's actually a little off because I didn't really it's not exactly in the center. But this one right here is, okay, they're 1/4 inch increments. So it's 3 1/4. All right. So that's your camber. If you're measuring your caster, all right, so make sure the bubble is level here. And you're starting at 0, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to turn this wheel out. All right, the same goes for that side. You would turn that one out when you go to measure that. So you want to turn it out 20 degrees. So when you turn the wheel, it's going to move this arrow 20 degrees, sticking out this way. All right. Then at that point, you want to level this. There's a little turnstile here, and you want to make sure that this reads 0 on here. Okay. And this is when you're sticking out 20 degrees. All right. And now, then you want to make sure when it's sticking out here, you want to turn it back 40 degrees. Okay. So you would go back 20 degrees and then an extra 20 towards the inside of the car. And on here, it would just show, you would go from basically 20 degrees to 20 degrees. So you're just turning the wheel 20 degrees. And that'll give you, like once you turn it, the bubble will move, and that'll give you what your caster is, usually positive. And that's pretty much all there is to it, guys. that is it. I mean, yeah, these can sometimes get expensive, but I got this really cheap used, and then those are like around $200. They're just plastic ones, Amazon. And they do make cheaper versions of this, but the ones you want to put on your rotor, if your rotors aren't perfectly flat, which, I mean, they should be, but they're not, they'll work. But, I mean, they do make different versions of this to where you can put it on a lug nut. Honestly, I kind of want that one, just because sometimes the mating surface is kind of weird on your hubs if it's not perfectly flat, or if there's a piece of, like, I don't know, metal. And these are pretty easy. You just want to basically just make sure that they're both, you know, in the center here. And yeah, that's all there is to it, boys and girls. I'll just give you a quick, and yeah, my garage is a freaking mess. Oh, I always hit everything. But yeah, that's how it is. Centers. Yep. And also, when you're adjusting your toe in the front, you want this little handsy guy right here to hold your wheel straight when you make your adjustments, or your wheel will turn and then you're fighting yourself because you're not like you're trying to figure out why something's changing one side from the other side. It's because your wheel isn't stuck in place.